The Leichttraktor is a very unique Tier 1 light tank. It may not have the gun, the speed, the armor, or just the amount of hit points to take an entire clip of shells and keep on fighting. But when used correctly, this tank can become a dangerous killing machine. Hello, Tank Slayer 710 here, and today I will be doing a review of the Leichttraktor. This German Tier 1 light tank can lead up to legends at Tier 10, such as the Maus and the Jagdpanzer E100. But how did such legendary tanks have such humble beginnings? Well, in 1918, with World War I coming to a close, Germany needed a lighter and more conventional tank to replace its heavy A7V and lumbering K-Wagon. Later that year, blueprints were drawn by Rheinmetall and Krupp, and the results were the light Leichttraktor and slightly heavier LK2. Both tanks had to be built in secrecy because they were both outlawed by the Treaty of Versailles. Later, designs like these would pave the way for tanks like the Panzer I. Being a light tank, the Leichttraktor is relatively thinly armored with only 19mm of armor to the front and 14 to the sides and rear. The turret of the Leichttraktor is 14mm all around, though the gun mantlet adds up to almost 30mm of spaced armor, and if you're lucky, you might get some bounces. This tank has a choice of two guns, the 2cm Beretta and the 37mm KWK-36. I prefer the KWK because the Beretta is inaccurate and weak compared to other guns such as the T1 Cunninghams. This tank has an average stop speed of 36 km per hour, and with a view range of 310 meters, you can safely spot most enemies far before they spot you. Though I have personally gotten far past this tank inside the German tech tree, I still like to go back and play it sometimes. When I do, I equip it with the multi-purpose restoration pack, adrenaline, and an engine power boost. For provisions, I equip it with standard fuel. For ammunition, I equip it with a mix of AP, APCR, and HE shells. For equipment, I run it with an enhanced gun laying drive, coated optics, and improved ventilation class 1. Now let's look at some gameplay. So, I'm in my Leichttraktor on mines, and at the beginning of the game, our team is rushing the hill, which I believe is the most important strategic point on this map. Because I'm leading my team, I expect to encounter fierce enemy resistance as I near the top of the hill. But, as I get up there, there seems to be nothing. So, as my platoon mate goes forward to start capturing the base, I decide to climb the hill and find a position so I can knock out anyone who decides to try to interrupt the capture. As I near my point, I begin to wonder, where is the enemy team? Have they flanked around the hill or gone off to the left? Well, as I get into a bush, I spot an enemy Renault O2 for some reason still near the spawn, and I open fire. Then I get spotted and the Renault O2 turns his attention towards me, so I angle my tank just in case he opens fire. Looks away, first shot in, second shot in, third shot misses, and I back behind the rock. He opens fire, but luckily, because of my angling, I'm able to bounce some of the shots. I go in to finish him off, but in return take an entire clip from him. I then turn my attention to a medium one before I realize, wait, there's a very ignorant T2 medium rushing my friends, so I open fire. Unfortunately, he opens fire on my platoon mate, who is also in a Leichttraktor. My platoon mate moves forward and gets an entire clip into him before he finishes him off, though. And I shortly finish the job afterward. Then I see a lonely T-26 sitting on the hill, just asking to be shot, so I quickly oblige and open fire. First shot goes in. Fortunately, he moves behind the rocks, but I squeeze a second shot in. Almost. And then I get kill stole. So I move down to try to deal with the last 2 enemies remaining on the enemy team. The Leichttraktor goes down before I can get a shot, but the T2 medium is still on full health, and maybe I could get a 3rd kill. I open fire, miss, and the T2 medium gets knocked out. Round over. So I placed 2nd on the team in damage done, and tanks knocked out, and XP earned. I won 1 medal in that round, though I was not highest in the tier. I received 13 hits and bounced 4 of them. I damaged 5 out of the 7 tanks on the enemy team, and my net worth of credits was 6,382. I also earned a Mastery Badge 2nd class. That concludes my review of the Leichttraktor. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel to receive my content as I publish it. Thank you so much for watching.